Many people are familiar with the fact of the existence of a certain state called Tartary in the not-so-distant past, literally just a few hundred years ago. This can be demonstrated through various maps and atlases. For example, the maps of Guillaume de Lille, early 18th century. A New Map of Tartary by John Speed, 1542 to 1629. Besides the territory, the people who inhabited Tartary are also depicted here. The Drawing Book of Siberia, 1701, by the Drawing Book of Siberia, created by the Russian cartographer Semyon Remezov, in which Tartary is depicted at the center of the map. Many may say, but Tartary might simply refer to a territory, not a specific state. Then let me present to you the atlas display of the naval flags of all nations from 1820, published in Liverpool and preserved in the library of Cornell University. This is an atlas that shows the naval flags of different countries around the world, and as we can see, along with other well-known states, 2 flags of Tartary are depicted here. It depicts the coat of arms of Tartary in the form of a griffin on a yellow background, which appears in many atlases, along with an owl also on a yellow background. Could a simple territorial name really have its own coat of arms? Moreover, in Geographia Universalis by Pierre Duval, 1660s, in the description of Asia, he mentions that the coat of arms of the Great Khan is a golden shield with a black dragon or an owl. Many people know about Tartary and Eurasia, but few realize that traces of Tartary can also be found on the American continent. Let me present to you a map from the 16th century. It clearly states that the northwestern territories of America were inhabited by Tartars. Cartographers literally transferred the borders of Asia onto the new continent. Here is what it says. Here the people called Kataruatini make fires across the plains and live in tents in the manner of the Tartars, leading a rough or wild life. And this was not simply a mistake by mapmakers. In 1775, the priest, economist, and prominent British political figure Josiah Tucker wrote an official letter to the colonial agent in New York City. Consider these lines. In other words, the British elites of that time openly used the term American Tartary in official correspondence. This suggests that the Tartars not only ruled much of Eurasia, but may also have reached North America and settled there firmly, something many people of that era were apparently aware of. How can this be explained? The answer may be quite simple. In the past, the route from Eurasia to America could be crossed over land. Sea levels were different, and a giant land bridge existed. Some Tartars could have easily crossed this land and reached territories in America. Now, let's look at visual evidence from that period. I present to you an old European depiction of the ruler of the southern lands, the so-called King of Florida. Pay attention to his appearance. It looks quite similar to an ordinary European face. The European artists who depicted him usually recorded what they saw or what travelers described to them. And if we look at old photographs of some Native American tribes, we can notice something surprising. A clear mix of European and Asian facial features. Some of them even appear almost completely European. Moreover, contrary to stereotypes from Western movies, not all of them lived in wigwams. Many tribes built solid multi-story stone houses, lived a sedentary lifestyle, and had relatively complex infrastructure. But perhaps the most surprising part lies in their culture. Some scholars have suggested that the languages of Turkic and Altaic peoples of Eurasia may share certain similarities with the languages of Native Americans. For example, Friedrich Louis Otto Rohrig was a German-American Orientalist, linguist, and physician. He was one of the first scholars to seriously compare Native American languages, especially those of the Sioux/Dakota group, with languages of the Old World, particularly the so-called Ural-Altaic family, Turkic, Mongolic, and others. And it's not only about language. Rituals, shamanism, and, most importantly, belief systems also show similarities. In the Turkic world and the Great Steppe, the central cult was the belief in the sky god Tengri. Surprisingly, the Great Spirit, the creator of the heavens, is also a central figure in the beliefs of many Native Americans. Of course, in the version that an American Tartary existed, there are many inconsistencies, but we will continue working and searching for the truth. Guys, what do you think about this? Could America really have been part of the vast empire of Tartary?